Well, I'm being COVID friendly, right?
What? Podcast masked.
Masked. You know, we usually see each other over Zoom, so
I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking stupid.
I don't want to be too close to you lot.
Can you imagine?
I don't know what you've been up to.
Can you imagine if we all...
Cheers. I don't know what you've been
I'll
up
see
to
you guys.
this week,
Yeah,
you know?
you too, and you.
You could have been like licking railings or whatever.
That's what I do every week, mate.
I know, I've seen you. Around Highgate Wood.
I'll do that a few days as well.
All the time.
What have you been up to this week? Anything
railings.
good? Licking railings, nice.
No, what have I been doing? Working Saturday, Sunday, watch football all day.
On when? On
Sunday.
Sunday?
Football all day.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think that's a perfect place to start this podcast.
Absolutely.
Did you have a great weekend, Wragg?
Mate, I'm still beaming. I'm literally like so fucking happy.
Are we starting there or are we starting with West Ham Spurs?
Well,
because I want to talk about that as well.
What? Are you fucking mental?
No, but that... I mean...
Hang on, which one of it?
I was annoyed about that as well.
Hang on, can we actually just talk about Leicester?
Look, let's stop flip-flopping. I mean, this is annoying me. Let's just get to the point.
If you're that annoyed, why have you still got your hat on?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's indoors. And my hair's a mess.
Give me
Actually, because it's indoors made no sense. Anyway, introduce us, Wragg, and let's just get on with it.
It's fucking on.
Hello and welcome to the Football Humans. We are in a new setting because the old Nell is shut now. It's going through refurbishment. But it's
And
great.
then the second place was too
Second
noisy.
place was too noisy, so
The table was a bit big as well, wasn't it?
it was. So we're a pint in and in a new pub, and it's very nice. But
Kicking my bag.
now it's a bit crowded. We're kicking bags.
I'm in my 30s now, so my knees seize up after a while, so I need to stretch my legs. But you can always have the boy next to you to bring a big bag with him when he comes to the pub. What's in that?
It's a rucksack.
Tennis
for
racket
fuck's
or whatever.
sake. It's a rucksack.
Oh, rucksack,
What's
get the
wrong
fuck
with you?
out of here.
Do you know what's weird? We'd all be like, depending on the position we played, we'd all be finished by now,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
or nearing the end of our career. You might have like a couple
No,
of
no,
years left.
I lasted
I'm
30
finished.
seconds. Last 11 years I played, I lasted 30 seconds.
No, I'll be a goalkeeper.
No, I meant just age-wise, generally. Even if we were top of our game.
Oh no, that's...
33.
yeah.
Oh, look, now that
Years
he's looking in the mirror, and all of a
Look
sudden
at
he's
him.
like, oh look, checking his
Years
hair.
left in me.
Yeah.
Do you see like Ronaldo on the pitch and think, I could do that?
Nah. Not at all.
No alcohol.
I see the ball
vegan
boy
diet.
running for the ball to the corner flag. I'll be like, fuck that.
No alcohol, vegan diet, and working out 7 hours a day. I mean, you can imagine anything worse. Don't worry, after the 7-hour gym stint, I've got a salad to look forward to. With a water.
Some tofu.
After a day of like, Ollie, it's me. I don't want to do it, mate. I want a steak and a bottle of red wine today, so I'm not
Do you know good Chinese?
Yeah. I want Chinese.
Well, welcome. If it's your first time listening, I'm Andrew Wragg. I'm a Liverpool fan. Across from the table is Mr. Michael Felton,
Howdy.
and he is a massive Chelsea fan.
John Hertz. sorry, get on.
Where did that come from?
Our Scottish friend, Mr. John Berry, is a massive Manchester United fan. So let's kick off today's episode.
I'm not a Man Utd fan, I'm a Hearts fan.
But you support Man United as your English club.
No, I don't actually.
I mean,
your
you must
English
be.
I don't have
You must
We've
be-
gone over this.
I'm an English neutral. I'm a
English.
I'm a supporter of the Gem.
He sort of sits on the fence of United, Newcastle, and Everton.
Yeah, it does.
So a lot to talk about this week.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna kick it off with Liverpool, Man United. No, Man United, Liverpool,
Correct.
because at the theatre.
It felt like Liverpool United.
It did. At the Theatre of Dreams, it was literally epic. As a Liverpool fan watching that, it was like unbelievable what was happening
Was it
on
one
the
of
pitch.
would you put it up there? Because it's Man United.
Shall I tell you what? It's weird because I didn't think Liverpool played very well.
What?
And I know this sounds mental, but
That first half, they played really well.
We should have beat
Man United
we should have
got so
beat
bad.
8-9-0.
Yeah.
We should have put the sword through them. We in that second half, it was like they were in like third gear.
Do you know what the second
just
half?
knocking it
do you know what the
around,
second half really annoyed me because Jamie
conserving
Carragher
energy.
said it like he had the passion. He was like, they'll go for it. This is the time to go for it, and they didn't go for it. And it really
at
annoyed
all.
me. I was like, fuck's sake.
I know.
Like,
I mean, I'm not going to dwell on the fact that they didn't smash them 8-0, but there was a chance to do that. I really felt there was a chance to actually just annihilate them. Because United were that
if
bad.
you think Liverpool didn't play that well, then is that so? You would say it was more United being bad.
United
Liverpool
were
being
that
good.
bad.
100% agree with that. It was like, I mean...
Do you not? You've got to give Liverpool credit for like.
Definitely, but if you saw the goals, if you look at the Man United players, it's like even before Liverpool even got in the final third, it's like, what are they doing? They just look like they never played each other before. They never played football before. They're not just look at each other in these random positions, no formation. It was completely bizarre. They were all
Defensively it
over
was
the
all
place.
over. And the worrying thing is like. I said it to a Liverpool fan at work today. The worrying thing is like when I was watching it, it felt for like a Man United point of view. When I was watching Chelsea Norwich, it felt like that in the first half because the first goal went in, and it literally seemed like, we've lost this.
Yeah.
And it was given up.
Yeah.
And they just heads went
it was
down.
all
It was
like
weird.
there was no fight. It was all really like simple defensive errors.
Yeah.
Like how many times did they drag them over to the right hand side? Like Liverpool
Created
dragged
so
them
much
all the
space.
way, but the centre backs came over so far. So Wan-Bissaka was obviously going over to protect the right hand side, but then the centre backs came so far over that Luke Shaw had to then cover over to the middle. And then there was acres of space.
God.
And it's like acres of space.
one of the best players
But it's
in the
like,
world.
why have they come over so far?
unreal.
Because then it all came over and they bunched up into that corner.
Yeah.
It's like you come over, but not that far.
Yeah.
So there's obviously defensive problems, but then there's problems with like you've got two holding midfielders that are not protecting that area either. So the holding midfielders should be dropping in to stop Luke Shaw coming over that far, basically.
Like, this is us talking in the pub, right? Like, how has it got to the point where all this makes sense? Like, this is like anyone can see the problems that Man United have. And to be quite fair, like I'm going to say it on the pod, it's time for Solskjaer to go. They need a top calibre, like fucking manager
Well, I would say,
to
do you know
lead
what,
that
though?
group of players and drill them
I do have an opinion
to
on
a
that.
point
What were
where.
you gonna say?
I was just going to say, to sort of back him up, not back him up, but I sort of relate it to Frank Lampard's stint a little bit, because
You feel sorry.
a little bit inexperienced, good going forward, and maybe he just needs don't
great
have
defensive
any
coach.
Don't have any sort of like airs and grace about yourself. Just be like, I can't do this bit that well. And I don't know, they may have a defensive coach, but if they do, he's not doing the job that well.
Yeah.
Because they need someone in there who can just set up that defence. Because if you put it back to Lampard's time, great going forward, leaky it in the back. Tuchel comes in, same set of players.
Shores up the defence
shores it
and
up.
it looks totally different.
And I mean, I will say, I don't think their back line is as good as our back
No,
line.
it's not.
Like man to man, and there is a point of contest of like spending a lot of money on certain players at the back there that maybe you could replace, basically. So that's what I feel. And I don't know if like there's not that many managers available that.
No, you're not. You're definitely.
But would you change now? Yes or no? Is it a yes or no?
No,
like,
not,
would
right,
you
not
change?
right now, and I'll tell you why. Because I think football's such a short memory. I think emotion gets over the top so many times, and like I know with my actual team, I know like if it's a bad result, it's like right out. Whatever.
Is your actual team these days? Sorry,
No.
couldn't help myself.
Sorry.
So
But, but no, I do.
So you think
I
it's
do- I
more
do-
emotion than?
It's because what I think is since Fergie left, Moyes had a shambles, didn't get enough time. Van Gaal spent loads of money and it's a shambles, defensively and going forward. Terrible football, boring football, no results. Mourinho, same. Spent loads of money, shambles football, crap. Solskjaer's come in, steadied the ship with these players, didn't spend much money at all, or if anything. Attacking football, winning games, back to my slowly building, season by season, building up to what they were. And then the players he's bought, if you look at the players, actual Solskjaer, it's not like a list of 10.
But has he bought them?
Bruno Fernandes.
That's what I'm starting to wonder.
Well,
He's
not
not
bought. Who is?
Well, so why buy Jadon Sancho then? Why chase him for 2 years and then have him on the bench? What's the point of that?
Well,
Donny van der Beek.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
What's he doing with him?
Why buy this player who's like
right, those
every
those-
team
that
in
Ajax
Europe
game
was after him?
yeah,
Everyone
those
wanted
two,
him.
those two I'll give you, but
No, but there's loads of that.
What you
There's
think
loads
of-
of that
what-
through
what-
their past. Of
yeah,
like,
yeah.
why buy like
Why buy him?
who?
what players like Juan Mato? Just like why keep hold of him? Get
but
rid
it's
of
not
him. He's
Solskjaer.
not there.
But-
Why buy him? Yeah, I know Mourinho bought them in, but it's just like
It was Moyes, but what matter? And that's
Yeah.
but I know what you mean. Like what I'm saying is the ones that Solskjaer's signed, he's not spent a lot, and it's been like not just splashing loads of cash on.
what do you mean
to
not
10
spent a lot?
Well,
80 million on Sancho.
but at the
That's
time,
He's sat on the
pretty
bench
big.
doing nothing.
Yeah, but at the time, lots of clubs would have paid 80 million for Sancho.
The wages of Ronaldo, the wages of Wragg.
But, but that's
Right.
not Solskjaer's fault. If Sancho's not lived up to what he's been in the last few years, that's not Solskjaer's
But
fault.
Solskjaer is the manager, so he should be the one
Right.
getting the best out of these players.
Absolutely. So that's why I would say that long term, I don't think Solskjaer's a man, but I do feel sorry for him in the case where, like.
You're thinking
he-
with kind of like clouded judgment of I want someone to go in and be like Sir Alex Ferguson and have that platform to have the longevity
I just
of
think,
being there for 10 years.
Because Ferguson,
It's not gonna happen.
who's stabilised him and brought him improvement season by season. Solskjaer's the only one that's done it. Marine, and he's not, as you're saying, inexperienced
Yeah, they
manager.
finished second yesterday, yesterday, last season, yeah.
Inexperienced manager, but you've got the two best managers, successful managers ever, Van Gaal and Mourinho, who couldn't do anything and crap football. It was terrible to watch and they were crap. Where Solskjaer's come in and eventually was going to get there. However,
They're so far off the
up until 6
pace.
games ago,
Yeah,
I was
so
really
far
annoyed
off
the way
the
he's
pace.
getting treated, because I was just saying the only reason people want him out, the whole time he wanted him out, is because he's not a name. Because nowadays it's like, no, why have they got a name? Why have they got a name?
No,
We've
but
got that
what,
name.
that he
I don't
can,
think he is.
can become a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
the thing is, I think a lot of people
he's not going to get that
A
chance.
lot of- no, but-
because of who he is.
And they can also see the inconsistencies in the performances. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. So last 6 games now, everyone's starting to, who wasn't, he says something going, well, actually, I mean, not only the performances are like poor, yesterday was absolutely abysmal, where it was kind of like, what the fuck was the tactics here?
Yeah, there's no tactic.
The tactics were worrying.
Were really bad.
The attitude was even
Yeah, it
worse.
looked like the players weren't playing for the manager, which is the first time I've seen that.
but and it was as soon as the first goal went in, like I said, it just felt to me like they just instantly thought we've lost this.
Yeah.
And then they
There's
were
no
all
fight.
over the place.
There's no
They
fight.
all looked like they didn't know what the fuck was going on.
No.
They were running around like they were clueless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
Like there was nothing going on. It was going forward and coming straight back.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
because
actually-
Greenwood had a chance at the beginning. Rashford had a chance. Like as soon as the goal went in, though.
Yeah.
To be fair,
It was trouble.
Fernandes had a great chance.
Oh, Fernandes, yeah,
For
sorry.
the
4
last
minutes
2
in or
minutes, if
whatever.
that went in, it might have been a different story.
Could have
It
been
might
a
have been.
could have
Because
been a totally different
when
game.
Man Utd score a goal, the heads go up, and then it's like, right, we can play, because going forward, they can do it. So that was the biggest chance of the game. It was again that could have turned the game in its head.
Yeah.
The problem is they've got. I was arguing about people yesterday. And my mates at home, same as you guys. Oh, you're a Man Utd fan. But all I'm saying.
They
is,
say that to you as well.
Yeah.
Are they
You
get
Hearts
that all
fans?
the time, do you?
Are they Hearts
Hearts and
fans?
Hips. But the only reason I'm saying that is because I defend them because
So they're not bumming up
it's because
English
nobody
teams
likes
like you
Man
are,
Utd. It's
right?
because nobody likes Man Utd, do they? So basically what.
Well,
Well,
about
fair
50% of the population like Man
I was
United.
gonna say,
The rest of us
fair
don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's what it used to feel like in London when you watched a Man United game. You're like, of course the whole pub likes Man United.
well, I know, well that's right as well. But what they're saying is like kind of like social that because like they should have played Matic and should have played Pogba from the start. But I'm saying, well, what do you mean they should have played
Pogba from the start?
Where's Pogba going to play? He's going to play in the 2. There's no point that we've got to be 10 now. Pogba to play in the 2 with McTominay off there.
Let's face it.
Matic, I can run faster than Matic. So it's like the problem he's got is now that I don't know who's
He's not got the right player.
No. I would say the Pogba thing is a big deal for me though.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, the guy comes on. It was
No.
Can I just
not that.
very quickly?
Not
very
that,
quickly. I was watching an American stream of the game, and the commentator went, "Oh, Pogba's coming on." I mean, it's a win-win situation for Pogba because they're 4-0 down, and there's not a lot else he can really do. He can just go out there and really prove why he should be in the squad. It was literally curse of the
Absolute
commentator.
shocking tackle, by the way. Absolutely shocking.
It was.
But he's not that. He's not that player
it.
to bring on because he has got that fiery bit to him, and he has got that like he'll give it to him. It's same as Ronaldo. They're both bad losers. I think. They've got that. That thing Ronaldo at the end where he was kicking the ball against.
That was at the end of the first half.
Jones.
It was. Yeah. I mean, it was just like, come on. Now.
The problem I've got is
with Pogba, I would say that. Why does he play so well for France then?
Yeah.
It's the position he's playing for France.
No, exactly. So
it's the manager getting the best out of the player.
I don't think so.
To
a certain
extent.
With that team, you've got the players. I mean, Pogba had how many goals did he assist at the first start of this season?
So, but the only one, if Pogba was to start the game, the only person he could start in front of to play in his position is Bruno Fernandes. So, Pogba or Bruno Fernandes, you have to pick between one of them. Because he can't play on the left.
No.
Yes,
I don't think
so. He can't. He's not.
That's only if you want to play the two holders.
So what other position? What other formation?
That's only if you want to play the two.
Right.
And that's where it comes down to.
What other formation?
Because I've said this before on the podcast, and I'll say it again.
Right.
Because Fred gets all the shit. He gets all the shit.
He does.
And he's not brilliant.
No, he's not much.
But McTominay is not good either.
No.
Like the pair of them do not deserve to be in that team.
I agree with you.
But I'm going to say that now.
I agree with you. But
they need a better holding midfielder.
What formation would you play if it wasn't the 4-2-3-1? Because either way, it doesn't work. Because what I was saying last week was, and actually Gary Neville said the other day, last night, and I was like, I said that first. But anyway, it's Cavani and Ronaldo should play up front. I said that last week. It should be a 4-4-2.
4-4-2,
and play two wingers and two midfield players. Even if you're going to play two midfield players in the middle, it's still going to be Bruno Fernandes no matter what. Yeah. So you can't have Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba playing two in the middle.
No.
So 5-3-2? 5-3-2?
Nah.
Why not?
Well, why?
What do you mean why?
Well, who would play in three then?
You have three centre backs.
Right.
Maguire, Lindelof, Varane.
But who's going to play the three in midfield?
Well, you have one holder, which they need to replace.
It's not because.
Why is that not enough with three centre backs? Why is that not enough?
Let me tell you why.
You got three centre backs.
Get the fuck in my face, and I'll tell you why. Because even if they play a 4-2-3-1, what's got in it? You got Ronaldo, Greenwood, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, who do nothing. So even if you're playing 4-2-3-1,
well, that's what I'm saying. They're not all going to be playing now, are they? Drop them. Get rid of them.
No.
What do you mean no?
He's like, no, you can't drop them.
You need to pick your two that you want up front.
So say Cavani and Ronaldo, or Rashford and Ronaldo, right? Two up front.
Yeah. No, it would be. No, it wouldn't be.
Who?
Cavani and.
Well, it's got to be Ronaldo.
Ronaldo and who? Rashford or Cavani? For argument's sake.
Cavani.
For me, Ronaldo and Greenwood up front.
Doesn't matter. The two midfield, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, with someone else. So they're not going to track back. So you've got one midfield player who will get overrun by everyone else. So Fred is playing midfield on his own.
But that's where the problem is then, isn't it?
Yeah.
What?
That's where the problem is.
What?
You've got too many luxury players that will not track back.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my whole
that's
point.
We're in agreement.
So you were saying change the formation. It doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, I know, but at the end of the day, so then there's a problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you've got these players, like Donny van der Beek would probably track back.
No, he wouldn't. He's shite as well. He's lazy.
So why are they buying all the same type of players then? That's the problem.
I don't think Van der Beek was Solskjaer signing, because when Solskjaer signed him,
I don't think Sancho wasn't either, because
no, I think Sancho was.
He's not going to track back either, is he?
No, but the problem, but it doesn't.
So
it doesn't need everyone to track back. It just needs 8 out of the goalkeeper aside, 8 out of the 10 to track back. But because they can accept that Ronaldo and one other are not going to track back. But you can't have Ronaldo, Rashford,
but I'm starting to wonder though,
Fernandes,
because look at Liverpool. Like, they do occasionally track back, but you're not relying on Salah.
You're not relying on
but Salah chases everything down. Man City, Foden, everyone, they chase everything down all over the park.
But then isn't that?
So that's
a coaching thing.
It is a coaching thing, and that's why I'm not going to stand up here and say Solskjaer's not to blame, because for that, yes. But also, I feel like a coaching thing. If I'm a player playing for my club, I'm going to go, well, you didn't track back, you didn't chase anything. I'm going to go, well, the manager never told me. It's like it's down there playing like, well, it doesn't. If you're playing for Chelsea, you get beat. Well, I've not been told to. It's like, well, you're going to do it anyway.
But then there is a point though of like, if you overanalyze games, and sometimes you do see this of like, they're tracking back too far, they've pushed themselves back too far, they're joining the defence, and they do have a go at them for that.
Yeah.
So there could be points where I think sometimes
Yeah,
things
I
are
know what you mean,
overanalyzed.
but have you seen the Man United situation where it's kind of like you've got Fred McTominay
Oh,
and you've got
massively,
Ronaldo
yeah,
being
yeah,
moved
massively.
about 40 yards away from them? Like it's like.
Yeah.
You,
No, the thing is, I
either
don't,
way, you
I
need to
don't
come
feel
back
like
further.
Fred and McTominay are actually protecting anything either, though.
They're not.
That's the
They're
problem.
not. When you watch the analysis,
So it's not like, you know,
McTominay
with
gets
Kante,
drawn
Jorginho, and
out
Kovacic,
and
like,
creates
yeah.
space behind.
Yeah.
It was just too
McTominay-
easy for
but
Liverpool.
I feel sorry for McTominay, I do, because McTominay.
I don't, because Fred gets all the shit.
No, but I
They're
feel sorry for.
both, they're both average.
No, but I feel
That's
sorry
what
for
the
them.
they're
problem
not
is.
I feel sorry
bad
for them
players.
both.
They're not
average.
bad
The reason I
players.
feel- no, I feel sorry for them both because the centre halves are so bad.
Yeah.
That they cover the initiative is to keep tracking back because they get past. So they.
No, but I wouldn't say so. That there was a couple of goals yesterday, like I said, when they were all dragged over to that right-hand side. That's
The
when.
fourth goal was Salah.
Well, no, there was the first goal was.
Well,
no,
the first one was
Second one.
unbelievable.
Second one, the second one as well, where they all got dragged over, yeah.
Second one.
But that's when they should be dropping in and making themselves known. I didn't even see where they were at that point. Like, you know, they
Is
were,
it worrying for Man United to have their captain come out and say at the end, "I'm only here because I've got to be here
I know.
for this interview"?
That interview was
Did
abysmal.
you see
Harry
that?
Maguire.
Harry Maguire came out
So
and said,
first of all, I just want to apologise to the fans.
I've got to say to him,
"I'm
though,
only here because I've got to be here. I don't want to be
I've got
here."
to say that he is a shambles.
He is a shambles. There's no way he is a captain.
And he is an
And he's
80
slow.
million pound player.
So slow.
That,
Slow,
that
he's
I've talked to a few people today, a couple of Man United fans, who have said, "Oh, if you're going to replace someone, he would be one of the players." An 85 million pound player.
I know. That's what argument he says as well. He's saying, well, drop him then if he's not good enough. Because I was saying Maguire's not good enough. It's like, but he can't be dropped because no matter who the manager is, the board are going to say, you've got to play him. He's spent £80 million on him. It's your job to get the best out of him.
Nah.
So we're not just going to keep dropping
To be
players.
fair, I actually think
£80 million
I'm going to stick up for Maguire. He didn't have his best game. Let's
Yeah.
put that
shocker.
aside.
What about Leicester as
He
well?
looked a bit shy.
Shocking, man.
But those two games, he's coming
At
back.
Leicester?
He's coming back, yeah.
When
When he
played
played,
Leicester.
When they
yeah,
played-
I was going to say, because at Leicester he seemed like
Oh,
a decent
yeah.
defender.
He's coming back from an injury. He's coming back from an injury, and I think he's been rushed back. And I
He
don't
has.
think he's
No, he
fit,
has.
and I don't think he's at his level.
No, but I would.
And he's played 2 games where he's been caught out. He was culpable for 2 of those goals against Liverpool.
This has
A
happened
couple
in
of the
England
goals
as
at
well.
Leicester. I think
Positionally,
he's all right.
I don't think positionally he's that.
No, but
I think it's the players around him
I
make
don't
him,
think it's because
He's
make
not
him look
he's
a
not
lot
a Van
better.
Dijk. He's not positionally
No,
that clever.
no.
I don't think he's positionally that clever where he can, you know, a player like Van Dijk or like old school like with, you know, Tony Adams or John Terry, but they feel like they can cover basically half of the pitch. Like their position is just it's like they position themselves so well. It doesn't matter if Wan-Bissaka gets pulled out
Do you know what
that
was-
far. They would cover that,
Yeah,
and
no.
it feels like they cover the whole.
Do you know what
He's
was
not
mental
that player,
before the Man United game?
which is mad for that price.
all the Liverpool talk was, should Van Dijk be playing? Did you read any of that?
No.
I did read that, and why is that?
So basically, in the European game, he got found out a little bit by Atletico Madrid and
Right.
wasn't a great performance. And there was calls for him to be dropped and saying that
Hell, no
Matip
way.
was playing better than Van Dijk, so they
That's
should
injury,
have dropped
That's
him.
the injury.
Yeah.
So I knew
Which
that
is
would
really
happen.
interesting. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think, I don't think he.
But at the
He
time,
should,
when
but he
he's
was
top, top class, like that, you know, a top class defender as centre back is that player that will cover half a pitch basically.
Yeah.
A ball will play forward, and they will be in the right position that cuts out all the passes. And Man United just don't have any of
No,
that.
not at all.
Brad
I bet-
didn't play though.
Yes or no? Is Solskjaer going to get to Christmas?
Yes.
I think he'll get to
Christmas,
Christmas.
yeah?
I think he will. I think he will.
Will he get to the end of the season?
He'll get to, I think he'll get to the end of the season. I think he will. I don't think he'll change anything before the end of the season. What would be the point in sacking him in
No,
March or something?
I
What would
don't
be the
think he
point?
will.
But if the board have had a word with Conte and Conte's gone,
Conte's not the right man though.
yeah, I'll take it. Or Zidane's gone,
No,
yeah, I'll take it.
neither right
a
men.
top caliber
No.
caliber.
Will they take it any time?
Manager.
Is it Conte and Zidane would take the Man United, arguably the biggest shop in the world at any time. Why would they not? So they're going to say, well, hang on, Valencia have been in touch, I can't come then. Like, I mean, it's like they'll come at any time. They'll not such so sharp, but what would be the point? He's had, let's be fair, no matter what they've been said in the past, it's like his name or this and that. He's not had a good start to the season. But before that, it's been progression each year. He's been there.
Before we move on from Man United, I just want to say about like the team around them, because do you think that matters a bit? because like Tuchel comes in for Chelsea, but maybe it's not him. He brought in his own people.
Yeah,
Maybe there's a guy there that he's like, well, he's solid defensively.
Yeah.
Leave him to deal with that. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think
Maybe
so.
it's to do with that.
I mean, Michael Carrick.
Because Solskjaer's didn't bring all his own people in, did
He brought a lot of them in. He did. Kieran McKenna, Michael Carrick kept on. Mike Phelan.
No. They were already there though, weren't they?
No,
Did he bring Mike Phelan back?
Yeah, he brought Mike Phelan back.
Yeah, but they were already there.
No, he wasn't.
I'm not saying, but they're not.
Michael Carrick was only one.
They're not ones he's worked with before, right?
It's not like his team.
Like, that he's bought from like Mulder or whatever.
Yeah, but he brought the goalkeeper.
exactly.
He brought the goalkeeper coach from Mulder.
Did he?
Yeah, and De Gea's done all right.
Yeah,
So
he was ex-Man. He's the guy who knew from Man Utd anyway. But he brought in Kieran McKenna. He brought in Mike Phelan back.
I think it makes a massive difference that the people you work with. Everyone knows that from all their jobs, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
The people you work with make a massive difference.
Well,
like, you're all on the same page.
So he's brought in who he wanted. So that's his decision.
I think
the scrutiny of Solskjaer's faults in his tactical awareness will be his downfall. I think he's a nice guy. I feel sorry for him. The amount
I did feel
stuff
sorry. That
he's
interview, I
going
felt
through.
well sorry for him.
But ultimately, is Solskjaer just like, I mean, he was on the bench at United. He couldn't get in the first starting 11, could he? So he's not that good. He's not that much of a legend,
player-wise, if you talk about
As a
players,
player.
look how many shite players been shite managers though. Tony Adams, for example, there's so many shite players being good players being shite managers.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about that. I mean, I just feel sorry for him because it's like
I wouldn't say he's shite manager. Yeah.
No, he's not. But he
hasn't got the experience, has he?
But
He hasn't.
at the same
got
time,
that
it is a
kind
Frank
of-
Lampard situation where Frank Lampard got to Chelsea because of Chelsea. Solskjaer might have dropped.
Yeah, but Solskjaer will.
Yeah.
If
Solskjaer
Solskjaer wasn't a Man United legend because of this,
he'd be
99.
mad in Mulder.
No, he would be massively under fire now.
Oh,
Massively under fire.
yeah.
He wouldn't have got the job in
He
the
wouldn't
first
have got
place.
the stay
He
of
wouldn't
it.
have got the job in the first
No, he
place.
wouldn't have.
Stay of
No, not at all.
execution, no.
But there's also as well like there was that thing with Frank as well where it went on for a bit and they did pull it a bit too early. Actually, Chelsea they were like, he lost a few games and we did quite well the year before. Whereas if Solskjaer was at Chelsea, he'd be gone by now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're more ruthless.
That's
They
what I'm
are.
saying.
But Man Utd did well last season as well. Man Utd did well last season.
Yeah, they did do well. Yeah.
So, but he's not lost 9 games.
He would be very close to going if it was Chelsea this year.
Lager. I'm good, man.
Spitfire Lager.
Yeah, please, man. Nice one.
I mean,
You alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah.
You're all idiots anyway.
Yeah.
Why? Because let's just be clear for a second.
Yeah.
They already, you say who is it that said bring in Conte or whatever?
Me.
They already brought in Mourinho, they already put in Louis van Gaal.
And that's what I said.
It didn't work.
Well,
It
listen,
didn't work.
So you're saying they're going to stick with Solskjaer?
Well, what
Till the end of the
what
season.
have they got to lose?
Steve's joined the pod, by the
What-
way.
But Steve's
What's
I'm
Stephen
in agreement.
Gav
I'm in agreement with
We're
you.
always in agreement.
The
It's-
Gunther of the podcast.
Yeah, what have they got to lose? Lose Solskjaer rather than pulling in the trigger on another.
The last thing Man United want is another short-term name in for 2 years.
don't you
So
think-
if Conte,
don't you think they're
if Conte came in now, it'd be for 2 years.
And he'll win the
Yeah.
league in the second year.
Yeah.
And then leave. And then there'll be someone
fine,
else.
Yeah,
But
they'd
that's
be alright
modern day
with that,
football.
though,
It's not.
That's
Because
modern
it's
day
not because
football.
Man United see
Nah.
long term. They
3,
want someone
4
there.
years.
Oh, so you want someone there
cycle.
long term to get you fourth?
Yeah.
No, because it's not about getting fourth. Well, who's got us fourth?
So what would you go for? Would you go long term, ending fourth, third,
But why
fourth?
fourth?
Or do you want
But
a
do you want
someone
a
to give you
manager who's
the
there for
title?
2 years?
But then you-
Solskjaer last season finished second last season.
you're
So
putting-
why cannot he finished
you're-
second last season?
you're putting-
Why cannot finish first this season?
You're putting everything on Solskjaer, right? Okay, so
No, we're not
just,
there.
Just,
No,
just,
no.
just be clear, right? Solskjaer, right? Okay, he's not in control of a lot of stuff.
You
that
missed
goes
the
on
start
over
of it, 'cause
But like
we
Jay-
didn't.
Like,
Yeah.
like Jadon Sancho, right? Okay, they all this money on Jadon Sancho and watch him sit on the bench, right? And then from out of nowhere, Cristiano Ronaldo comes back in,
Yeah.
and then Sancho.
was not him
and then,
at all,
And then
yeah.
Sancho, that's got nothing to do with Solskjaer. You know what I mean? That's not his fault, is it? You know, he's trying to do the best with what he has around him.
That's a
And-
good point, though, which we didn't speak about with Ronaldo. Do you feel like they have to play him?
Yeah,
Well, of course you do, because of who he is, you've got to play him.
Yeah.
But at the same
But
time,
he's a sulky git, isn't he? He's like,
Yeah.
if it's not going his way, he's like, oh,
But
I want to
also,
win, I want to
but
do
also
all
on
this,
that
that,
though,
the
when he
other.
didn't.
No, but he's still
he
good.
didn't
I mean,
play
and
him.
that finish, the one that was
Yeah.
barred,
But
that was amazing.
He
like-
didn't play him against Everton, and what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ferguson was caught on tape saying I've got to play. He's the best player. He's
Play
one
his
of the best
best player,
players.
Oh, was he?
But also,
Yeah.
but also losing 5-0. Let's be honest. It hasn't got hasn't got a lot to do with whether Ronaldo tracked back or not.
His
Losing
Gav
5-0, is it really? Let's be honest. It's about their piss poor defence.
It's not about Ronaldo tracking back. It's about 5 and not
Yeah,
tracking
but
back.
it's about their piss poor defence that they've had for the start. Okay, you know,
It's about the team.
Harry
ethic.
Maguire is garbage, and yet he's the captain of Man United.
Should we say that Steve and Gav
pissed him.
have joined? Are you recording this?
No,
I'm recording.
Oh, okay.
we're recording.
Yeah. When did that happen?
Can I make this clear that I don't like John Berry?
That's
That's fine.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
That's fine.
Gavin,
Anything
did you have a
else to
good
say to that?
weekend?
Yeah, fucking amazing weekend. Well,
Fellow
I'll never
Liverpool
forget
fan.
it. Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
How does that rank, Gavin, for you in terms of like Premier League wins?
That's
A
up there.
A 5-0 again. I mean, because
It was too.
my friend was saying like, have we, against Man United, what sticks out in your mind? And the 4-1 kind of sticks out in my mind, but I think that overtakes it, the 5-0.
I think the 4-1 was a title race.
I've got a question for that
Okay.
actually. Who scored the 4th goal in the 4-1 game?
Of course he remembers it.
Igor
Desena, Andrea
Desena.
Correct.
Yeah.
Andre Desena.
Well done.
Did Aurelio get like
Well done.
a free kick, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
really,
Yeah,
free
that
kick,
was
yeah.
fucking brilliant.
Wow.
But it's-
I don't remember this game
But
at
it's
all.
I don't know.
Oh,
what
mate,
one.
Vidic got
forget
sent.
it.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
sent
don't
off.
forget it,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Don't forget it.
Yeah.
United fan fucking knows who got sent off.
Oh,
Anyway,
Vidic did get sent off.
He did,
I
yeah.
remember Vidic getting sent off. Yeah. The last derby I remember between those two was when Gerrard scored that dodgy free kick. Like he went like under the wall or something like that, and I think he drew like 1-1.
I don't remember that at
remember
all.
that.
Yeah.
I remember Gerrard getting sent off his last derby, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was sent off about a minute after he came on the
Challenge
sub.
on Carrick.
Was it? No, it was Da Silva, wasn't it?
De Silva.
Rafael Da Silva.
I think
He stood in his hand.
Silver Brothers. I'm sure it was Michael Carrick. I'm sure he
She
came
was
on
one of
and-
the Silva.
right,
brothers.
while you
Check
check
out.
that, Michael, how did you enjoy
No, it's Herrera.
7-0
Herrera.
Chelsea
Maybe.
win?
Yeah, fine.
I mean, it's Norwich. Are we
Yeah, fine.
expecting anything else?
To be honest, it was one of them where it's just like I said earlier about like Norwich just
It just
the first
kept
goal
going.
went in and because it went in early, the fight was just over, and it didn't tell me
We watched
anything.
it together, didn't we? Was it? Was
Yeah,
that, was that,
it
was
didn't
that
tell. It didn't tell me anything about Norwich. It didn't tell me anything about Chelsea. Well, it did tell me something about
You're
Norwich.
top of the league.
Tell me
with-
more about Norwich than it
You're
did
top
about
of the
Chelsea.
league, and
put it
you've
that
got
way.
a point on it. So,
Yeah.
do you
But
think you're going to stay there?
no, I don't think so. No,
No?
I don't think so. No. I feel like we
Bigger test.
Yeah, there's way bigger, and I would say, like I've said to all of you, Liverpool I think are the best, and Man United, Man City are playing the best this season. Liverpool's starting 11, 1 to 11 is the best. Whether they've got a deepest squad, don't know. But, yeah.
I mean, we've picked up 2 injuries. Like Naby Keita, hopefully, isn't. He's
And
just
if he
come back
is,
from-
you've got cover. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. He's been
Milner.
playing well, but after watching Liverpool yesterday, I thought I was fancy Chelsea the league, but I thought if Salah carries on like that, there's no stopping him.
No, Salah's amazing, yeah. But it's weird when you see your team win that much, like, because you were there, like the first 3 goals I cheered massively, and eventually you're just like, hey. Like, you just like, it's expected now. Just like every attack,
Especially in
somebody's
Norwich.
going in.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it was literally just like, I felt, you just feel like with Norwich, if for a Norwich fan, it's like,
I thought
what are you
Norwich fans
expecting
there
now?
were like, well, this is they've had a shot on
They
the whole
didn't.
game.
No.
Was it 10?
Well, they had that one where there was a fuck up at the back, and Mendy had to come out and stop the guy from like knocking it in the open goal. But that was it.
I think it's
that was
weird,
literally it.
We got bored with Liverpool though. Me and you by half time 45-0, but 48.
I know. Yeah, we said about that. I was disappointed with that second half.
And by the
so
end of it, we
disappointed.
were pretty bored of it, weren't
I
we?
wasn't
Yeah,
bored
it's
with it. I
like-
was going, holy shit, every time I go went in, I was like, holy shit.
No,
'Cause I
the
was-
second half.
The second half, I mean.
Because
like,
Liverpool just ended up
4-0,
passing it around.
It was,
Oh, right,
yeah,
that.
yeah, it was 4-0.
Alexander Arnold's shot though was a great save from
Might
De
have missed
Gea, wasn't
that.
it? I mean, that could have flown in.
Yeah,
that
De
was
Gea-
it. That
Might have
De
missed
Gea saved.
De Gea is still quality.
great save.
Yeah.
I think just leading back to not touching Hearts. We're not going to touch on Hearts anyway, just but just leading back to this.
Why not?
The fact, let's just leave it as just, and we'll just kind of keep progressing.
Wait, about second bottom?
Oh wait, fuck.
No. Can you draw with second bottom?
Yeah. it was a tough game. It's ex-Hibbies, and they've got a half decent team, Dundee. But anyway,
I mean,
Well,
it fucked the bet
they're
though
second
as
and
well,
bottom
then.
with a half. They're
Completely
second,
fucked the
they're
bet
second
up.
and bottom with a half decent team.
no, but anyway.
What else happened in the
well, my-
Scottish League?
Well, my point. Let me make my
Let-
point
let-
first.
let-
Let me make my point first.
No, I want to wind you up. Go on.
Yeah, no,
no,
I'm
go on.
already halfway.
I'm
up.
genuinely interested
Cheers,
in the
Russ.
Scottish League.
Thanks for recognising it.
Yeah, no, I can tell.
I know.
Well, I feel like you're a man on the edge today,
What's
so
your
I'm
point?
just like, yeah.
Because
and I'm
the
sat
fa-
next to you, so I don't want anything to kick off too much.
The 5-1 game, the Hearts 5-1 game, it's long story, it should have been double figures. Honestly, the Hearts made it 5-1 after 50 minutes, and then I was there. It was 40 minutes to just pass the ball about. And although it was a great day, it was kind of like, they should have absolutely fucking
Just gone
ripped
for
them
it.
apart
Yeah.
and absolutely.
Well, that's what Carragher said.
That's what I
Take
said.
the
That's what I
opportunity.
said.
Taking the opportunity.
Because we're the guy called
And it will be memorable. Like, it'll be one of those that you'll always
guy called
remember.
Paulo Sergio as manager, and everyone said Jim Jeffries, this big ex-Hearts captain, ex-Hearts manager, who was manager for a couple of. If he was manager, he would have been like, keep going at them. And I think yesterday, if Ken Dalglish was manager, he would have been like, fucking get 9, get 10, keep going at them. But I think it's very much kind of like in modern day football, keep the ball and stuff. They should. If Liverpool wanted 10 yesterday,
they were
could have
conserving
had
their
10.
energy.
They could have had 10.
They were literally like, you know what? We've had a couple of injuries. Let's keep the ball. Let's just
No,
play
but
around them.
This will be remembered for a moment. That
yeah.
could have been a result that could have been Liverpool fans will be singing about in 50 years' time.
Yeah.
Remember that time we beat
Still
9-9 Old
To
Trafford?
be honest, like I get that as well, because Liverpool, Man United, if you win the league this year, if you beat them 9-10-0,
At Old Trafford.
that would be remembered more than winning the
Yeah,
league.
100%.
My mate said to me, thank God that, because he's a City fan, he's like, 6-1, we want to remember that. Like, don't overtake it. Like, he was like, thank God you didn't overtake.
Well, no, it's the same result though.
No, because he's like,
Same result.
let's score 6.
It's not.
5
Scored
difference.
6.
Yeah, but-
6-1 to 5-0 doesn't feel it's not the
And
same
in 2 weeks,
What? No, but you
I
let
know
one go in.
If you average out,
You didn't let it
No.
go in.
Yeah, but if you average out, I still feel like 6-1's better.
6-1.
No, I
I
don't.
feel that's
I
why they
don't.
should have got 7. They
Nah.
should have
6-1's
won 7.
better.
They
Do you think
should-
6-0, 6-1 or 5-0 was better?
Right.
I think
6-1.
5-0 was way better.
Here's my
5-0
question.
was way better.
In 2
More
weeks,
goals.
in 2 weeks
No, but
time,
you've shut them out.
in 2
Nothing.
in 2 weeks time,
Nothing, not a sniff.
City United, what do you think the score's going to be? Let's have a little prediction.
It could be 3-0 Man United, to be honest.
2-0 United, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What's your
Because that's not going to happen again. That's not
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
happen
I know.
again.
Do you not reckon?
No,
But that's
it's
just,
not
you know,
gonna
it's a
Hannah.
fickle business because like in 2 weeks' time it'd be like, oh,
And let me
Solskjaer's
tell- yeah, and,
fucking nailed on to
If
win
Man
the league.
City hammer Man United by 3 or 4 goals, Solskjaer will be sacked.
Yeah.
But
it will be
here's,
so.
here's, the
think-
thing,
yeah.
here's the thing as well. Like when we look at the league, I think there's a, and I agree that I think Liverpool's starting 11 is the best on paper, and City's got the depth,
Sure.
and Chelsea are looking good, and United if they can get it together, blah blah.
He's going to say something about Arsenal.
No,
he's
no,
going to
yeah,
go.
yeah.
But I think Arsenal
No,
is
no.
like progressed.
No,
Emil Smith Rowe.
No,
Amazing.
I'm not that deluded. What I was just going to say though is there's still a lot of time left. in
Yeah,
the
loads.
season. There's
Yeah.
still
There
a
is,
lot.
yeah.
There's
No,
still
there
a
is.
lot of time
It's
left
going
in
to
the
be
season.
so close.
You know
So close.
like the difference between like I know it's only obviously the top's getting a bit, but like I think the difference.
Well,
between-
top's moved slightly away,
Yeah.
but the rest
I
of
think
it,
like the difference between like 4th and 10th or 4th and 12th or something like that is
4th and quite far down.
It's really not that
I think
much.
there's only a few teams that are slightly off the pace.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
rest
I
of
think
them-
at either end, it's really not that much
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. So I think there's still this. You know, I think it'd be.
And if Newcastle signed Donny van de Beek on loan in January, they could be up there as well. Jesse Lingard.
Do you feel sorry for Jesse Lingard?
Absolutely.
No,
Actually?
absolutely not.
Do you not?
Absolutely.
I don't feel sorry for him, but
Well, yeah,
I
no,
really
no,
feel
no.
like,
Do I
you
feel
know,
like he? Do I feel like he could maybe offer more than
Yeah.
Rashford? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It could be. I think there's too many of
no,
those
I don't
teams
even
down
think that,
attitude.
though. I think his time's done at Man United.
So
He
do I.
should have
He
moved,
should
he
be at a
should have
different
moved
club.
to West Ham. He should have gone there.
Rashford will hit the target 1 in 5 and score 1 in 7 or something like that. It's ridiculous. Like his conversion rate is terrible.
Who, Rashford?
Yeah, his conversion rate is
No,
terrible.
it is. But the thing is, Solskjaer hit the nail on the head. Actually, what he's saying, he's like, we're all so proud of him what he's done for charity and all that stuff. But now his job is football. He's got to concentrate on football because as soon as he started all this charity stuff, and it's all good stuff, yeah, we get it for the world. He was terrible. He last season he was shocking. He shouldn't even be playing. He was
Maybe he should
terrible.
just give up the football.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
he should.
He should give up
'Cause he-
football and be a politician.
He's great at the other stuff.
Yeah, do that then.
Right, yeah.
He can't do both, and he can't do both. He really can't do both.
Why
I
can't
mean,
he
you
do
can.
both?
You
He
can.
Well, he
do
can't.
both.
Yeah, but he's
He can
shite.
do both.
He can, but he's shite if he plays football if he does both.
To be fair,
I think to equate
I actually
his
thought he was one of
campaign-
the better players yesterday.
Yeah, but how many good games have you seen him playing?
No, not a lot. No,
That's
fair.
only one.
To equate his
He's been injured a
campaigning
bit.
with a
He's
drop
been
in
injured.
form, I think is a bit.
No, he's been injured a bit. Like,
No, he's
coming back.
I
terrible.
thought,
There's
I,
no
I,
excuse.
I thought that was pretty shitty from Ollie actually. What he said.
I think it's bang on. I think
Nah.
that's what everyone's been saying. Instead, it's been like, oh, we can't say that because he didn't work for charity. You got to say, yeah, Gav worked for charity, but he is first and foremost a football player.
He can do
so
both.
He's either going to be a politician or a football player.
He can do
He's a
both.
football
He
player.
can do
We're paying him
both.
200 grand a week. He's got to be scoring goals.
There's plenty of players that have
Yeah,
massive,
no, I
massive
agree.
charity.
I do think that's shitty.
Yeah, I think that's shitty. Yeah.
Because, like,
He's like equating. So like if Solskjaer's struggling and he's struggling to get the form going
Because-
of the team, he's just going, oh well, it's Rashford's reason. He's
No,
not
that
doing-
wasn't it. That's the.
There's people probably in that crowd that are paying to watch the football and can't afford to fucking feed their own family. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for
What?
the season
No.
tickets.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't understand what you mean.
Rashford's fighting for those people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
and he can do that.
And
I think.
play.
But he can't
What
though
you're
because
sa-
his form's
no.
been terrible since he started.
No,
Yeah,
but
but
what
to
you're
equate
s-
the two is like you're
is-
getting two you put two
Maybe
and two
it's
together.
four
You
times.
can't be. You can't
He
say
had
that
an
his
injury
form
before
is
that,
a
didn't he?
coincidence that he's been shite since starting the
Could
charity.
have been a
the team
coincidence.
shot.
Could have been a
The team
For a year and a half.
Could have been a coincidence. Yeah.
No,
No,
to be
Rashford was
fair to
absolutely
him,
on fire.
To be fair to him,
Rashford was on fire.
Rashford's
is-
never been on fire.
Rashford has not been that good for a long time.
But Rashford's never been on fire. I still maintain that he is not a good
I don't
finisher.
think they.
He was.
They equate.
Steve, he
the
was
same
2
thing.
years ago. He wasn't. It's like he had a terrible. It was one game in particular. It was a terrible game. He would take it off. He didn't look interested. Didn't touch the ball. It's like he's down to London to Downing Street having a meeting about charity. So that's great.
Yeah,
That's
but he's
really
not
good
on
for
the
him.
pitch thinking about charity. That's
What I'm saying is,
he's not on the pitch thinking about
not that I've
charity.
got
Your
experience,
thing-
but I'm
your
sure
thing
at that level you have to be on it
No,
all
your
the
question
time.
is professionalism.
And it's obviously
your question is professional.
Yeah, I am.
So
I am.
just to be clear, if Rashford was having problems at home rather than like with a wife or
Yeah.
or a husband, rather than you know, we're PC here, rather than to do with charity, and it's affecting his play, you'd be like, oh, I shouldn't be married. Should be married. Should be married.
No, but
It's a good point, actually.
That
That is a good point. Yeah, that is a good
What I'm
point.
saying
Yeah, that
is,
is a
but
good
what I'm
point.
saying is that that's exactly what you're saying. It is to do with something else. It's
No, I'm not.
taking his
I'm
focus
not.
away.
No, no, no,
He's
that's a good
choosing.
point.
He's choosing.
I'm
to
just
take his
presenting
focus
that
away.
most of the football players have got families and stuff, and they've
But
got other
that's part
commitments.
of-
They've
that's
got
part
other
of life.
commitments.
That's part of life. But he's
Yeah,
choosing
and
to
why-
concentrate on
No,
other
but no,
things
but-
as
and why
well.
is cha- and why is
He's choosing to
Yeah,
split his
he's right.
time between charity and politics and football, and he just this is proof he cannot split his
I've got
time.
to say,
Either
Steve, you
does
talk
one
a lot
or
of
the other.
shit a lot of time, but that was actually a really
No,
good
it's
point.
not.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, it's not. Have you just heard what I've said here?
Yeah.
If you split your time, then you're going to be 15% as good and 50% on that.
Everyone
you need
splits
to be
their
100%
time.
on one thing.
Mentally and physically,
Yeah,
everyone
no,
splits their
they
time.
do though.
No.
That's you're right.
Yeah, but he's choosing this.
I'm just
Fa-
gonna
family
say-
and love and all the rest of it is
Did
different.
anyone see Yuri Tielemans' goal
Yeah, it
for
was
Leicester?
Yeah, it was really good.
What do you reckon then? Leicester, where they're going to finish? Are they back from their slump?
No, but they'll beat us next weekend. but that doesn't mean much though. Like you know,
Well, okay, so Leicester and Arsenal, I feel like they're about the same right now, right?
I think there's a lot more consistency between the Leicester side and manager and everything.
Yeah,
from last
that
year
side
than
more
there
consistent,
is
but
here.
results-wise, is not that much more.
Yeah, but it's
consistent.
only a matter of time until Leicester start to get a level of form going, whereas we're still.
Because I think that obviously, you know, Leicester fans would consistently be like, Brendan Rodgers is the guy for it.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans,
Yeah, exactly.
probably, where do you say, 60-40? Where are they now? Because it seems to change every week.
No,
so,
it does actually. I'm genuinely 50-50, really. I
Okay.
really am 50-50 with him right now.
Because good performance this week.
Yeah.
Aston Villa didn't
But
turn
then
up.
we're scoring a last-minute winner against Crystal Palace at home, and some people say that's a result.
Last
and
minute
draw. Sorry, draw, not winner. You're saying I remember you messaging saying that
You gotta be happy with
that.
it.
Should
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
happy, but you shouldn't be happy with that, should you? Because Man City aren't celebrating a last-minute draw against.
You're
against
miles
Crystal
off Man City.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly
That's
my
the
and that's
point.
exactly
Yeah,
my
yeah.
and that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. Yeah.
I think the Emirates is such a wide pitch. I don't think they'll ever get consistency at that ground. I
Do you think that makes such a difference? You
I
think
really
there's
do.
a size
I
of
just feel like the pitch.
Yeah, but how much wider is it than any other pitch?
I bet it's not much.
It's not even that. It's just the atmosphere of the ground.
It's certainly wider than Stamford Bridge.
Are you talking more about like the stadium in general?
Stadium in general. I just feel like
Okay.
it's an away game for both teams when Arsenal play somebody.
Okay.
I would.
It's like 50-50 each game.
Having been to the Emirates, I think that Arsenal fans and the Emirates gets a bad rap for like
But it's a library.
Saying it's quite
I was there as well. It was the worst experience of my life.
I would.
Atmosphere-wise, no offense, it was. The atmosphere was so bad.
I wouldn't agree. And I say I wouldn't agree with that. I used to have a friend who used to have season tickets right by the away fans, and it was really good right by the away fans because there was a kind of a G'ing up of thing.
Yeah.
What it's like maybe.
Yeah, but it's always good by the away fans.
Yeah. What it's like.
It's always good by the away fans because there's loads of
but what it's
like the hardcore supporters that are
what
like,
it's like
I want to
a
sit near the away fans.
I don't know, but that always felt good to me, and I've been to away games with Arsenal, and I feel that's when you're getting the real die-hard Arsenal fans, and they make a shit. They're like well up for the away Arsenal fans.
I think away home is different. I was at Arsenal Sunderland. It was 3-0 for Arsenal at half time, and it was finished. It finished, but it was like even then it was kind of like it was just like a pitch with two teams playing it, and if you got better players, Arsenal Sunderland, Arsenal going to win 3-0. But I don't think Emirates makes any difference. Like Arsenal at home to Man Utd or Arsenal at home to Chelsea. I think it's just
not a fortress.
I think it's just a.
Yeah,
it's not a fortress. It's the most fortress it could be from a fortress ever. It's just like it's a FIFA game. Which
Do you
is
think?
like
Do you think that? I think Spurs will have that issue as well.
Yeah, I suppose
They're already having that issue, probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
because these new grounds are so much more open.
It's literally just for the viewers.
I mean, the Spurs ground looks fucking amazing, but it's more open. It's not like
at least it's close to the pitch as well. You don't want to get like fucking what's it, the Stadio Olimpico or whatever it's bloody called. Like, where it's like a racing track around there, a running track around.
I mean, it's all about money because I mean,
West Ham Stadium.
West Ham Stadium. Exactly. But then they seem to be like pretty because West Ham fans are pretty dark, like hard.
I know. That's
they're
but every club's fans are hardcore. They've definitely got hardcore fans.
I think it depends on like how international the club can be. It's like West Ham are like it still feels to me West Ham still feels like a very home, like local.
I mean, I don't know
area.
about you, but like Chelsea's the same, and I think maybe it's a London thing because you've got a lot of international fans, and when I've been before, like you do see loads of tourists, and it's obviously people will coincide their holiday with like let's get tickets for this, and they're willing to pay whatever they want to pay for it. So, or they're willing to even buy memberships, do this just to get the tickets.
Sure.
So I think Arsenal, Chelsea are very similar in that.
Whereas the Hammers
aspect,
is like
because there is points where like I've been at games and like if you don't sit in the Matthew Harding or like the Shed, which is right near the away fans, you do think the atmosphere is like you sit in like the West Upper and stuff, which is the expensive one.
I think I'm saying that with the Hammers,
it's a great view,
That's what it's about. They're going up these girls Highbury up to Parklands and for the big because now football is this big conglomerate fucking massive industry. So that's what it's about. It's about the look rather than what. So if it was me and someone said, it would almost happened at Hearts when we sell take us and move to Murrayfield. I said, what's the point? I said, well, it looks better, doesn't it? I said, well, does that matter? A 70,000 seater stadium that each week we'll get 25,000 there each week. But I said, what's the point in that? It's like nothing. It's like there's no atmosphere, there's nothing. Yeah, but it looks good. Yeah, but we'll get fucking no points. There'll be no atmosphere with nothing. Any passion was there, we'll go. It's
a tricky one though because it's like you can understand why.
Would you move back to Highbury now?
Not now, there's no stadium. It's flats.
You know what I mean? Take away the comfort of the seats and what it looks like on this multi-million pound business on the TV. But Arsenal get results, you've got to take Highbury.
You've got to take Highbury.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course
I would.
Of course I would. But you understand that the nature of like you saying about how moving to Murrayfield or whatever, and it's like, and that this pains me to say it because I hate all this bullshit. But it is a business, and it's about. It's
sad.
And I know it's sad. It's about bums on seats and all that, isn't it? And it is a business, and like, I mean, we moved to the Emirates, and we're still way behind the rest of the clubs. You know what I mean? But we still increased our capacity. What was Highbury? Early 30s maybe.
It was 38,000. 38,000.
Those were late days, and now it's like 60 odd at the Emirates, and we feel 60. And I know what you're saying. The atmosphere isn't.
You could totally feel it. Well, that was the thing when I was quite glad when the recent move would have been okay because it was still in Fulham Broadway. There was talk of moves like back in the day when Chelsea were going to move. It's like, I'm glad they're still at Stamford
We-
Bridge.
we-
There's
we-
still at
we-
least
we-
a
we
bit
were
of
talking-
that to
Liverpool
it.
left
Do you know what I mean?
We were
Anfield.
talking
I'd be
United.
absolutely
Well, they were
gutted.
talking about moving out,
Be
like
gutted.
sort of like down more south, and then you're out sort of like the area and that.
Well, that's different
then
areas, different-
recently they were talking about moving down Fulham Road sort of way to where the cemetery is, but then that got blocked and stuff.
Yeah, but because Everton have got that new ground coming in, and they've struggled at the best of times. They might, in their minds, business-wise, they're thinking that will
But they'll
put
be
that
the
they'll
same
come
for
on
them
with
as
it.
well.
But it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to turn things around for them.
No, it'll do the opposite. You're not going to find a more like a fortress in Goodison Park, really, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Maybe we
owners.
should move on to that one.
Well, the owners know they're
Not such
the
a
owners
fortress
know.
on Saturday, was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, your other Premier League team. How did Everton do at the weekend? John?
How many Premier League teams does he have?
He's got
United,
he's got
he's
three.
got
United,
he's
he's
got
got three,
Everton.
yeah.
Who's the other one?
Everton, Newcastle, Man
Newcastle.
United.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
No.
In order it goes
Oh,
Man
it's good
United,
it's really
Everton,
close.
Man
Newcastle.
United,
No.
Everton,
What
Newcastle.
order would
Marco
you
was
put it
assisted
in?
to go to St James' Park. I don't like Liverpool and I don't like Man City. And Man
So
United give me
chooses-
good memories in the 90s. No offence.
None taken.
But you're from my
No
era.
offence to Gavin,
You're
but
from my
don't point at
era.
Wragg.
My era hates Man United.
Yeah, but let me just nip this in the bud. I'm a Hearts fan, and that's it.
Barry, you said that the Spurs game was one of the worst games you've ever seen.
So bad.
Oh yeah, you wanted to talk about that?
So bad.
Tell us. When we started this podcast, you wanted to tell us about Spurs.
So
Is
bad.
Over
Nu-
Man United, actually.
So bad.
is Nuno in trouble?
Well, Nuno came today and said he said that Tottenham were the better team, and they were really good. I've never seen it was the most dreadful performance I've ever seen in my life. Even when it was a minute to go and they near the goal, they were just passing them at the back as if they were 4-0 up. They got absolutely nothing. Kane doesn't want to be there. Son doesn't even know
You
what he's
said
doing.
that.
I mean it's true.
Kane's
They're
defending
all
on the Antonio
over the
goal.
place. They are all over the place. Even the players that
shocking.
Nuno's brought back in, and Dombele, etc. It's like, what are they doing there? It's absolutely
And
nonsense.
Dombele come on as a sub, to be fair to him. Come on now.
Yeah, but he's
He
still
started-
rubbish.
he started the
He's
game.
Did he?
Started
Did
the
he
game.
come off as sub? I wasn't really paying
Yeah.
attention. Yeah.
You
I saw his name come up.
You too busy getting battered on FIFA by me, like but
Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
And-
yeah. Did you hear that?
He's not
And to make
fucking
things
Yeah.
obviously worse as well.
It's in this history.
To me, it's obviously worse as well. I put a £2 bet in the game as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh, is that why you're annoyed?
That's why.
No, it's
really
not. It's not because I was annoyed at other games as well. But that particular game I was watching, I was like,
Did you pick Spurs?
No, let me tell you what I did. I put £2 on. It was 12 to 1. So I was like, I'll get £26 back. Suchek to get carded, yellow card straight away. I was like, and Harry Kane to have 2 shots at goal.
Is that it?
He had a header in the first half.
Was that it?
He never nothing.
12 to
else.
1?
So I was thinking, what would we do on 26 quid for the Man United Liverpool game? He never shot a goal in the second game. That's the whole second half.
The Liverpool
I was
Man
like,
United game yesterday, I was just waiting for McTominay to get carded. So many cards.
Mate,
every other
there was
card.
about
So many cards.
I know.
Disgraceful with the amount of yellow cards that they
Yeah,
picked up.
there was 3 in the first half, 2 and a red card in the second
Yeah, I know.
half.
Didn't he
And
finish-
then because they were knocking it around so lightly in
I
the
know.
second half, I was like,
That's why you wanted him to
just
go for
jump
it.
in, McTominay, deck.
But honestly, that was it. It's like Harry Kane. All I'm thinking is Harry Kane needs to have 1 shot at goal in this whole second half.
Didn't
so I was
bother.
like watching it going.
Didn't bother.
The whole 45 minutes, I was like.
Just to be clear,
What's
we
up,
don't
Mr.
promote
Tim?
gambling.
We
Yeah,
do.
we do.
Sky Bet promotes this podcast.
That's going to get cut out.
Yeah, that's gonna
my question was,
should, though.
my mate Giles is a massive Jar Jar cunt, is a massive Spurs
Arsehole.
fan. Massive Spurs fan, right?
Sorry. He did long to say massive.
Don't even
He said
know.
massive. He said massive. He took long to say
Don't
what it
even
was.
know. Don't even know.
He
Yeah.
took long to say what it was. He's a massive.
Massive Spurs fan. And when Kane didn't go, I said to him, I think that's a mistake. I just think it's silly. I understand you want this much, you want that much, whatever. But you don't also want to keep a player that's not interested or like, and he was in his mind, he was like, yeah, but he's our best player. I'm really pleased we kept him. And what has it proven so far this season? Like, it was not the right decision. Daniel Levy put his dick on a table and went, how big is yours, Charlie Kane? And it was just like, what?
Charlie Kane.
That's the agent of Harry Kane, yeah. His brother's the agent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his
Oh, I
name's
didn't
Charlie.
know that.
His
I didn't know
name's
that.
Charlie Kane. He's his brother. He's the only person he represents as Harry.
Yeah, we said that before. Saturday as well. It was always we
Yeah,
sacked
like,
Pochettino. Pochettino though.
Why?
Sacking Pochettino was the thing. It's like he's so close. And then the Champions League final, it's like no sack. And now we're there. They're mid-table.
I
again,
think
where they were
Daniel-
20
That whole team is falling apart now.
I think Daniel Levy deserves all the blame for that.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
complete
Dele
blame
Alli
for it.
wastes space. He's a
Yeah.
Man United player, Dele Alli.
Yeah.
Does fuck all. I'm a name.
Right,
Give me
if
the
you,
fucking
if
nothing
you
else.
have to describe the Spurs game that you watched
Oh,
via a song,
I'll
What
say
song?
via a player.
no, via
Eric
a,
Dyer.
via a song.
He's
I want-
useless, isn't he?
I want you to give
No,
me
he's alright.
a song
useless.
He saved a life last
that,
week.
He
that
did. Well done,
represents
Gav.
Okay.
He did.
Okay, fine.
He
Become a
did.
paramedic.
represents
He's a lovely
that
bloke,
game.
Eric Dyer.
Can I give you a band and a song?
Yeah.
Okay, the band is Garbage. And the song is Creep. Ron Ferguson. He used to play Airdrie. Oh,
John-
punch
You got
it,
Harry
punch it.
Kane going.
Got a bit of a bit of handbags on the game.
By Garbage. Shirley Manson saying Creep.
Right.
That was Spurs West.
Give us a song, a band and a song for the Liverpool Man United game.
Bittersweet Symphony.
No, the Lads, There He Goes by Mo Salah. There he goes again. 31 years old, that song is. 1990. 31 years old.
Is it really?
I think it's older than
No, it's
1990.
not. It's 1990.
Well,
I wanted to look it up online and say that it's
I bet you 50 quid.
Christ, just off the
I
top.
bet you, I bet you, I bet you
I wouldn't.
equity.
Oh yeah, you could get your equity back, but I wouldn't.
He
I
seems
mean, you're
confident.
both.
I bet 130 something quid.
They're both good on dates. They're both good on dates.
1990. 1990.
His confidence is worrying me, but I think it's earlier.
it's
He's
1991.
bluffing. He's bluffing.
What is the song?
There
The
she goes.
Lads, There She Goes.
There she goes. Lars.
I don't think it's.
He's been confident or wrong
Great
before.
song.
I don't think it's 1990.
Yeah.
What do you guess it?
I think it's either
It's not in
late 80s
it's
or
not in 80s.
or the other side of 90.
It's 1992 or something.
Oh.
91, 92.
The Lars.
I don't think it's 1990.
Okay.
I think it's 91, 92.
Okay.
No, don't be okay when I'm going to lose £137.
No, are you betting? Hang on.
No,
Are
no,
you
I'm
betting
not
for it?
taking. I'm not taking this bet. I'm
Do you
just
know what? Can
looking.
we
I'm
just
just
have-
looking for my personal.
Can we just have a
opinion.
friendly
Okay.
wager that says it? Like,
Okay, next pint we buy.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Next
the pub
point,
on
next
Saturday.
point.
All right.
Yeah,
fine,
okay,
then.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you've lost the point.
No, it's 1990.
This is 1988.
Ah, told you it was 80s, motherfucker.
88.
Where's my equity money?
Wow. Look at him.
1988.
Look at him. He's
Look
sat there.
there.
He's looking. He's
First performance, 31st of June 1988.
The Lads.
Someone give me some love. Someone give me something. Someone give me something.